I think some of the dumbest people among us are people who use AI to make videos or pictures, and I think people who are doubly stupid are VTubers or people who like VTubing, who use AI to create videos and pictures and act like it's art in any capacity, or it holds its weight in any capacity compared to art made by human beings. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there's been a little bit of discourse, I guess, in the VTubing space about the cost of making a VTuber model and the necessity of having a VTuber model and the necessity of having a really high quality VTuber model in order to succeed, and also just whether or not it's ethical to AI generate a VTuber model, which it fucking isn't. Are you stupid? Yeah, that's kind of been the big talk of the town here. And obviously, I'm going to be arguing probably with the dumbest people here. I'm probably not arguing with people who I should even be arguing with. And I'm not really arguing with them. I'm going to kind of just like say why they're stupid and dumb. And I hate them fundamentally instead of actually willing to open this to a back and forth discourse. And like one of the people I'm even referencing here is someone who was talking over a Rev says Desu video, and it's not like they were saying Rev says Desu was a fucking idiot. They were just like watching the video in good faith. And they basically said, "Oh, because it takes like 2 to 3 grand to get a character sheet and a character model, and that's not even just the rigging. And then the rigging takes so much more money. This is why we have to allow people to do AI art. This is why we have to allow people to make AI generated PNGs or AI generated VTuber models. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works in any capacity. And I think like it's just an absolutely stupid way to think that because it can be pricey to be a YouTuber. That makes it justifiable if you use AI. Now, obviously, people are arguing in defense of AI in any capacity, generative AI in any capacity. So, like, they're not the smartest people to even argue with in the first place. And I don't think I'm going to sway their opinion ever. But at the same time, it's just crazy that these people are trying to use the high cost of VTubing to even try to say that, oh, this is why we need AI generated VTuber models, especially because VTubing in itself is like the space of all time to show appreciation to artists, to show appreciation to artistic expression, to express yourself in an artistic way. Like, look at look at the variety of VTubers and like the way they're designed. That's kind of like the massive point of it, is that it's like an art form, and it's in a massive appreciation of the people who are able to like do these artistic things. Like it's a massive push up to any sort of person who has any sort of artistic talent in any capacity. And the fact that like you're trying to say that AI is justifiable to be used in a VTubing way is literally just shitting on the entire one of the entire like fundamental columns that is holding up the entire idea of VTubing. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And now I will say, VTubing obviously once again is expensive. Yeah, I think even getting PNGs can also be pricey. But I think there's like kind of two things I want to say about this. One, you don't always have to go for the most expensive people. Obviously, the work's probably going to be the best and it's going to look really good. But I don't think anyone's expecting a random person starting out on VTubing to have the most high quality, insane model, just 50 different transitions, a billion different emotes, everything going on, shit's flying all over the place. I don't think anyone's expecting this to come from someone who's not the highest viewed VTuber. And so it's not like you need to break the bank if you're starting off VTubing to spend a lot of the money on the model. It's like if you were starting off on streaming and just in the first place, and you say, I'm going to buy a $400 like Shure mic and a $400 camera, and then maybe like a $2,000 PC to play games. Like, you're a fucking idiot if you do that. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. If you believe that it's necessary to spend multiple thousands of dollars just to start doing anything in terms of content creation, you're probably misguided. And I'm not saying like if you have the money to spare and you want to spend this much money on things and like don't do this. Like, if you obviously have the right amount of money and it doesn't put you in an extreme financial burden state, then sure, spend the money on this. But I'm assuming a lot of these people are trying to argue on the side of people who don't have the money to spend thousands of dollars on a VTuber model or any sort of content creation stuff. Then like, you don't have to. There's no obligation to. And I think it's like a big thing here that a lot of people are kind of overlooking, is that they just think you have to spend thousands of dollars when you don't. Another thing too, and this is going to take a lot of effort for people who don't want to spend money, but have they considered learning how to draw, learning how to rig, and learning how to do all the stuff that involves in VTubing? If you wanted the most cost-effective way to learn how to start VTubing or make a VTuber model or get a VTuber model, learn how to do it yourself. And I think it's going to be crazy, but this seems like a really good way to build up not only a potential career in content creation, but you could also just become an artist and make commissions off that way too. It's a good way to improve your skill set as a human being. And it's also quite possibly the most cost effective way to become a VTuber is just to learn how to do it yourself. Obviously, this is gonna take a really long fucking time to do, and you're gonna have to put in the effort. But if you're gonna make a big deal about how much it costs, then do it yourself and then see why people actually make it cost this much money. And again, I think it's crazy that once again people think that you have to spend thousands of dollars to start VTubing when you can also just start PNG tubing. Those are a lot cheaper in regards to cost effectiveness. And obviously, I know a lot of people want to just be like, oh, I want the VTuber model immediately right off the start or right off rip. I want everyone to see this really cool model. But I've known so many VTubers I've seen so many VTubers who have started off as a PNG, and then once they got a little bit of success, then they got a VTuber model. It's entirely possible. It's so much cheaper as well than doing the whole VTubing thing in the first place. And I think it's crazy that people once again think that you have to have the highest quality model of all time just to even get your foot in the door. When if you're content creating in general, it's a massive gamble, and I don't think you want to sink thousands of dollars into a gamble. I feel like that's not really a smart financial decision unless you once again have the money to spare, and this is not going to put you in a financial burden in any way. Then it's fine. But for most people, I don't think you need to start this way at all, and it's crazy to me that people think this. And kind of just to wrap this up, because I feel like I've been circularly talking in this entire video and just kind of saying the same thing over and over again. I think this once again boils down to the idea of VTubing and the idea of what VTubing is, or not even VTubing. What am I saying? The idea of content creation in general is just to put out stuff that you enjoy and have fun while doing it. And if you think that doing something will guarantee you success, you're wrong. There's probably people who have spent, once again, a lot of money on VTubers or VTubing models just to not find any success and effectively waste their money if they quit. There have been a lot of streamers who have put very little effort into their stream when it comes to like financial investment, and they've succeeded. So, once again, I think the bottom line here is do it for fun. If you want to spend that much money on VTubing to, I guess, have fun and make your enjoyment of it a lot more, then go ahead. But don't act like you need to spend that much money to even like begin VTubing or begin content creation in a way that you want. And once again, never fucking AI generated. You're an absolute turbo loser if you do it. I'm sorry to break these news to you, but you're just a giant loser, and you're gonna be a person shoved into the corner in the VTubing space. Because once again, VTubing is effectively just the artistic expression industry where people are able to show their artwork and just show how creative they can be when it comes to representing themselves and showing themselves, and also just how good artists are at creating art. If you even like think about AI generating as a VTuber, you just should be shoved into the closet and just banged with bats on the closet, just sensory depriving you, so that maybe you can actually once again think of a properly cohesive thought and not a dumbass take that you thinking right here. I don't know. That's kind of my take. Maybe I'm going too soft on them. Maybe I'm being too nice to these type of people. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.